A few weeks ago, as you noticed, I was talking about my battery was dying, and I actually had it on the charger twice. I thought I figured out the problem. And I said it was this, the Pioneer deck that was causing it, that we installed a couple months ago. We did crimp together the wires, so I thought it might have been a wiring issue or an issue with the deck itself. And I did some research, and some people were saying Pioneer decks were draining their battery so that they were flat enough that the car wouldn't start, and that was my issue. I would get all the relays to click, all the lights would come on, but the car itself would not start. But until I pulled the seats out a couple weeks ago, and I noticed when I came back outside of the garage when it was dark, my trunk light was still on. So after some testing, it turns out that I'm pretty sure the trunk light is still on. So let's check it right now. And probably 6 months ago, as you guys remember, I did an LED conversion on all the lights. So I changed the keyring, I changed the maps, and I changed the dome display. I also changed and put in a nice bright LED right there, as you see, is on right now, as it should be because the door is open. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you in the trunk, close it, and see if it stays on. If it stays on, we know that it's a light draining my battery. Because it only takes about a week to drain it, it could definitely be this little LED light being on for 7 days straight. Bye. So there we go, the light is still on. Every other light is off in the car, so all doors are shut. So theoretically, this light should be off too. So what I'm thinking is the little switch in the door itself is broken, or not the door, but the trunk itself is broken. So we're gonna just check that out, see if it's maybe just gummed up. If it's gummed up, easy fix. If it isn't, I'm gonna have to remove this light because we can't have my battery draining all the time when I leave it. I'm not actually quite sure what the sensor is. So right now I'm just looking for anything with a switch or wire. So right here we've just got this thing that you can actually lock from the inside that has no wires, it just has the brake itself, so that won't do it. So I'm thinking it's probably in here, there's a relay. And will you look at that, right there, there's 2 wires. So let me grab a screwdriver and get these 2 pieces of trim off and we can see what's actually going on in here. So there we go. Honestly, I just had to pull it off. This was only hand tight just on this one and it was missing on this side, but it looks like it's to be glued. But there we go. We found the little switch right here. So this is what detects if the trunk's open or not. As you see, I can press it down and the light is not going on or off. So that's our issue, is right here. So I'm just gonna see if I can clean it up a bit. It looks like there's 2 contacts that almost sandwich together. And if I can clean up that contact, we should be able to keep the trunk light in. So cleaning it just from the inside doesn't really help. It's hard to get. So there's 2 metal contacts that make, and when they do make contact, that's when the light turns on, I believe. So when it goes down, actually when they make contact, the light goes off. So it's like a reverse switch, but it looks like it's just not working anymore. So I was thinking I was able to just pull this whole mechanism out, like the latch itself, but then I realized the hydraulic clip that actually holds this together is also attached to, well, the very front of the car where you pull the lever. So I can't actually pull it out itself. That's because it is attached to the lever, as I said. So I think I'm just gonna try to get grease off. Maybe the switch itself is just done and there's nothing else we can do. If that's the case, I'll just end up pulling this LED for now. I don't really store anything in the trunk anyways, so that's not gonna bother me, but eventually I will get it fixed because it's nice to have. So that just happened. I was just checking the wiring and all of a sudden I was checking this. I have no idea what this little purple cable does or where it goes, and I was just testing it. I was just pulling on it a little bit and my alarm went off, and then I tried to disable it with the key and by pressing lock and unlock, and none of it did. So I eventually just pulled the battery, but that was really strange. It just started going off. My car actually broke down once before and it blew the main fuse. So I'm gonna check right now and see if I just blew the main fuse again by touching that wire. But as I said, so I blew one of these pink ones before, but they both look intact. So we're gonna put the battery back on. If the car alarm goes right off again, I have no idea what I just did. Okay, So it's on. I'm not going to tighten it. There we go. So yeah, that just happened. Now I get to figure that one out. I disconnected the horn so I could diagnose this in peace, but look at what just happened. Listen to all the relays going off. So I managed to set off not just the OEM security, now I somehow set off the aftermarket. So let's see if I can disable the aftermarket one, because I just held this down and that's what happened. Okay, there we go. We just got the OEM one again. So what I did is I went and disconnected the relay, the horn relay, so it wasn't annoying me. But I don't know why this happened again. It just does this every once in a while and freaks out. So I reconnected this switch thinking it might be something. There's nothing here. The trunk light's still on. It's this little purple thing, and I have no idea what happened, but let's try some other stuff, I guess. I'm just right now doing a little bit of research online, and no one seemed to have had this problem before. Look at that, the light's just completely off now, everything's working. And you want to know what I did? I didn't think it was going to work. I just literally cycled the key for like 5 times. No order, I cycled it all the way from lock to on 5 times, and it just turned off. So that must be the way to reprogram the security. Now let's see if I can not set it off a second time. Also, I'm going to try to put the horn in. If the horn goes off again, I'm sorry. Here goes nothing. I can hear the fuel pump going, so we should be good now. There we go. No horn, we're good. Okay, I gotta tighten that back up, and then hopefully we can finish this. It's been 5 minutes and the alarm hasn't gone off. I just quickly reset all the stuff like the shift light and my command start, because everything resets back to normal, so I have to reprogram it once the battery is unplugged or dies. So that was also an annoying thing. And I think the trunk light is still on. Let's see. Oh, what do you know? Through all of this, the trunk light's still on. So I think because of that, I'm going to do a little more research into the switch itself and maybe these cables, because I think this might be command start cables, because there is some under my dash itself. So I'm going to actually just do a little more research and just pull this out for now. Hopefully I don't set off another car alarm. That was really hot from running for 24/7 for like the last, I don't know, 6 months. So really the only solution to stop killing my battery is to pull the light out as I did. So we're going to button it back up, and hopefully someday I'll figure that out. I'll probably end up using a multimeter to figure out if it's dead or not. But the only thing is, to repair it, you actually have to take out this whole piece, and it's attached, as I said. So you're going to have to figure out how to attach your cable to get that bracket out, and that's going to be a big job. That's probably something I'll do over the winter. That didn't go as planned, so I ended up just pulling the light and leaving it out. So what we wanted to do today was end up fixing my trunk light so I'd have a functioning trunk light by the end of this video. What we ended up doing, setting off my car alarm and just pulling out the light. I guess everything doesn't work the way you planned. But until next time, peace out and stay humble.